What is up, people? The InsaneGamefreak. Okay, Bakuman, episode 8, anime review. Okay, what I need to do is cover the following. First thing I want to mention is thank you for getting me over 500 subscribers. I had forgot to do that in the review earlier this week, so thank you all for subscribing. Get this bitch to 1,000. 1,000! Thank you! Yes! So hopefully this video will not have any interruptions, because I know a couple of you guys are getting pissed off about, my mom calling me in random videos and fucking cell phones going off and shit, and me eating Swiss rolls because I like Swiss rolls. Anyways, so what happens in the, maybe I should need this to piss you off. So pretty much what happens in the episode is that pretty much the episode is pretty much them going through the paces of making this next manga to, they enter in the Tezuka, I think is how you pronounce it, award. And they do finish it. They finish it like a day earlier. Sorry, there was chocolate. I had to clean it up. I'm sorry, okay? Let me get the chocolate. So pretty much they finished a manga, and I think if I remember, it's called 1 in 100 million, or 1 in 100. It's something along those lines. And pretty much the basic plot line of their second manga. You got a 15-year-old dude. He lives in a world where when you turn 15, you get a fucking chip implanted in your brain that tells you your rank and number constantly by a super brain computer. And you can't go against anyone who has a higher rank than you, or else you will possibly get punished. In the worst case scenario, it ends up to be death. So you have these group of humans who are like, fuck the computer. They fight against it, and it's pretty much a basic shonen plot. And and apparently in the story there's like lightsabers and shit. There's actually a lot. They make a lot of references. They even say when they were talking about the weapons they were going to use in the battles, they pick swords, and the reason why is because in a lot of popular shows like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, and Gintama, which are the examples they use, which means Gintama is in that fucking respectability. Sam, yeah, man. Anyways, they all had swords in them, and I haven't watched Gintama, so I didn't know about that, but I do know there actually are swords in all of those, and One Piece is kind of funny because I would have noticed that. I never paid attention to how many shonen series have swords in them, but that shit was kind of cool. So they ended up using lightsabers, and they turned it in. Mr. Hattori's like, dude, this is way better than what you gave me last month. The art has been stepped up, and the story is especially great. That becomes a key thing near the end of the episode. The reason why the title's up there, Shujin's Falcon Punch. But anyways, so they do like this montage. They do the montage of them writing that manga through the first part of the episode. Because I think they're well placing the montages, because you don't want to like rewatch the same shit. Like, I understand why we did it for the first one, because that was your first introduction to how they were gonna go about their shit. This time they kind of just montaged the majority of it, but had you see certain specific parts and shit. So I think the montaging is good at the way they're placing it. Anyways, they turn it in for the Tezuka Award, and they have a month, about another month away until like November. The problem is now they could also apply for this thing called Next, where Shonen Jump kind of, the Shonen, I think it's called Shonen Jack, because I don't think they want to make the actual direct, I don't even know. But it's like a manga thing that comes out like 3 times a year, where they publish any amateur work along with any any amateur work with any pro work. Like, you're guaranteed to be published in this shit. So they were gonna start working on that. The problem is that while they're working on it, they're so hyped about the Tezuka Award they can't focus. So they kind of decide to take kind of a bullshit break. The funny thing is that they get a call from Mr. Hattori like before the final judging, and Mr. Hattori tells them they're in the fucking top 8. The fucking top 8! Yeah! And they're all hyped and shit. And, I mean, you feel happy for the characters because you kind of went through the paces with them, and they start getting like kind of these huge egos and freaking out like, dude, we could might be able to go pro within like before we return 16. And they're like, yeah. Anyway, so they can't focus on the Knicks. So they just decided to take a break from it. Anyways, back to school life. Actually, yeah, back to school life. You see, they actually kind of go about Kaya's relationship with Shujin a little bit more, because Kaya is like paying attention to what Shujin's doing, because he was talking to Saika how he wasn't getting much sleep, because back before they came up with the manga, he was working like really hard to get the name for it, like to get a basic plot of it and shit. And Kaya's kind of like, it's not stalking, but she's taking more notice, and she's talking to Azuki on the phone about it. And I still don't get why Azuki hasn't told Kaya about why that she's got this thing with Psycho, or hasn't mentioned to Kaya about Shujin's love to become a manga artist, because the way she finds out isn't through Azuki, it's through a very bad confrontation with who I will refer to as douchebag face, but that's getting a little bit too far into it, to the episode. We're not there yet. So back to school. You got the shit going on with Kaya, and you got like the top 10 rankings in the midterm, and Shujin is 3rd. Now that's weird, because Shujin hasn't been that low on the list in a while. So you're starting to notice that him working on this manga is kind of fucking with his grades. It's not fucking with his grades to the point where he can't kick ass, but it's kind of fucking with his grades. I mean, still in the top 10. He's just, you know, not the fucking. I think he's like number 1. Because that purple hair girl, who I'm just gonna call jealous school rival chick, is usually losing to him, and I think this is probably the first time I think she beat him. But she didn't talk in the episode, but you see her a couple times. She's looking at Shujin like, what the fuck's going on? You also get a douchebag face looking at him and Psycho in the episode too. So anyways, time passes and they're freaking out, and the day that they were supposed to be doing the judging arrives, and they're freaking out and they can't focus, so they go read some Dragon Ball manga, which also comes up in the other episodes too, because I think that's Shujin's favorite manga. So from that world, you got another fan in an anime character likes the same manga you do, boy. Yay! Anyways, so they can't focus and shit, and there's a lot of comedy moments with Shujin. He freaks out, and he's like, so why are you reading Dragon Ball again? And Shujin's like, because that's the only thing I can read right now. So they're freaking out. This Satori finally calls them and tells them that they didn't win, and so they're a little depressed. And see, remember back when I said, when I was imitating Mr. Hattori, Mr. Hattori was like, in the story it's exceptionally good. The artwork wasn't as good. And that's what Psycho took it as. And you find out that was fact, because the next day, Psycho kind of got depressed, because he's like he can't brag to Azuki like what he wanted to do. He wanted to show off. There's like a really weird fantasize he does, where he's like in this Roman toga and shit, and she's in like this Roman getup, talking about, alright, we got the Tezuki Award. She's like, congratulations, and you're just like, fantasizing is not Psycho's strong point. So he gets a little depressed. Shujin kind of raises his spirits back up again. They start getting back into it for the next. That's what it's actually called, next, just for people who want it out. The next. And one day they're at school talking and shit, because they do like a little mini montage again, but it's not as bad. It's not as long as the other one was. And they're talking, and douchebag face comes into their class, and he's like, hey, Psycho, I heard you're drawing manga. And then like Shujin's like, what the fuck? And Shujin walks over, and they're talking to him, and he's like, so I heard, you wanna know why you didn't win? Because Eiji Nizuma, which I think is Tango's favorite character, won the first prize and the runner-up. I guess he submitted 2 mangas, and they both hit it. They both got in and shit. Apparently, the reason why they didn't win is because Shujin's story got a 4 out of 5, but Psycho's artwork only got a 3 out of 5, whereas Edgy's got a 5 out of 5. And so douchebag face mentions that the reason why they didn't win is because Psycho's dragging him down, and Shujin got so defensive, And to me, this feels like it strengthened their relationship, like how much Shujin values Psycho as a friend. Because Shujin's like, have you ever written a 31-page manga, sir? And he's like, no, but looking at my little sketches right here, we compare them with his, I would be sure. And then you just like see it cuts off while he's talking, and you just see Psycho, and his fist is just like, Falcon punch. He like knocks the shit out of douchebag face, and I'm just like, fucking win, and that's how the episode ends. Him just like, you apologize to Psycho right now. God, and you're just like, holy shit. Shujin's Falcon Punch for the win. For the motherfucking win. Awesome. Fucking awesome. It's just too much. It's too much win there. You can't beat that much win. The win is like insane. How much that was just awesome. That was awesome. And the significance about this is also because Kaya and Azuki are in the room when this happens. So Kaya finds out about them drawing. About Shujin wanting to be a manga artist and Psycho doing illustrations. Azuki didn't know. I don't think Azuki knew about them going for the award. But now she does. So they both are filled into what has happened so far. Unintentionally. It's weird. I don't know what the creators of the show, just sneaky sons of bitches. Everyone's cut up the speed through one action. You really weren't even thinking about it. I like this episode just for the punch. The punch itself makes the episode win because it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere, literally. I didn't see that shit coming. Neither did douchebag face, but still, that shit was awesome. You were just like, oh, confrontation. They're probably just gonna walk away all cool. Shooter's like, fuck that, I'm an honor student, but fuck you. Boom. Just win. It's fucking win. I cannot stress anything else. Fucking win. This episode was fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to next week. And Shujin's Falcon Punch for the win. Shujin's Punch for the motherfucking win, dude. Oh, man. Anyways, that was Matter of You. Thank you again for getting me over 500 subs. Let's go for 1,000. And I will catch you guys later. Okay, life a game. Play to win. Falcon punching for the win. That should have just been like, that's my good hand. That's my story writing hand. You just got slapped the fuck out. Peace, guys.